Okay. So now we will cover we already did the maqsoor and the manqus. So now we'll go to okay, no. And then last week, all right, so what we did was there's, I think, 6 categories of nasab al-mudari' bi-an al-mudmira. This an, which is from the harf nasab, which causes nasab state, for, in this particular case, mudari', this an, the mudmira is unseen. And so we covered, I think, the first 2 or 3 of them. So let's just look at them real quick. And let's do, so here, jalastu li astariha. I sat down to rest. Jalastu li an astarih. So what's happening here is, if we look here, this an on the left side, the n, it's mudmira on the right side. On the right side, in blue here, the blue arrow, this n over on the right side is just hidden. And so we could say jalasu li astarih, or you could say jalasu li an astarih. And this section is part 1 of like 6 of them. Ba'd lam at-ta'did. This lam, for like why I sat down to rest. That's what that lam is. Lam at-ta'did. This is like the cause or reason for this. That's what that lam is right there. So there's a hidden n after that. And then the mudari after that becomes mansub. And then this one is for ba'd lam al-juhud. So this one here, it has another lam right here. And what happens in this particular thing is it'll be some sort of kana. And this is like a statement, like this is how it should be. This is the recommendation, this is how it should be. ما كان الصديق ليخون صديقه. It's not for the friend, it's not for the friend to betray his friend. But essentially what's being said here, this particular formula, is a friend should not betray his friend. That's how we would probably say it in English. But what's happening, if you were to go kind of verbally or not literally here, it would be it was not for the friend to betray his friend. It was not for the friend to betray his friend. But really what the meaning of this sentence is a friend should not betray his friend. It's kind of like just a statement like out there, like a word of wisdom or whatever, or a parable perhaps. Parable is probably not a right word. لم يكن الشرطي ليسرق. The police should not steal. And so these are just kind of like, this isn't, these are kind of like statements of fact perhaps. And then after the L, this is the new one we're going to do today. استمع نصح الطبيب أو يتم شفاؤك. So here what's happening is we have this N that's kind of hidden here. It's like this, right? Oh man, what happened there? And man, that's an ugly one too. But anyways, we know the N here. This N is right over here. It's a hidden N, N al-mudmira. And here what's being said is, this is, there may be an example of this Quran in the Quran, I can't think about it off the top of my head, but here it is, istami', listen, nusha nabi, الطبيب. What am I saying? نصح الطبيب. Listen to the advice of the doctor. أو يتم شفاؤك. So that you'll complete the healing or the remedy. So it's kind of similar to the last thing. It's just a way for me to, or you, to express an idea. Like you do this and then this will happen. These things go together, right? And so it's, let's just look at another. تحبب إلى إخوانك أو تنال رضاهم. And so here, you should love your brothers in order to get their pleasure. يعاقب المسيء. Yeah, go ahead.
This inna, it doesn't mean indeed, it means in order to.
Oh, the N? It's not indeed,
Oh,
because
and.
that's in. Yeah,
Oh.
this is N like harf N. It's a hidden N.
Okay, and so are we supposed to add it, or?
You don't have to add it. It's just in this formula. It's this formula. You'll have a kind of a statement like, do this, and then this will happen. That's what this particular formula is.
So it's already correct the way it is, but you're just saying that there's a hidden anna, or a hidden N in this.
Yes. In all of the exercises, there's 6 categories of this. All of them are to express the same thing, that there's a hidden N here, according to the grammarians. They're like, hey, there's a hidden N, and this hidden N is in 6 situations. One of them is with this lam for ta'dil. One of them is for the lam of juhud. The lam of ta'dil was like, I sat down in order to rest. The lam of juhud was a policeman should not steal, or the police should not steal. And then it was a lam also there. And then the N was hidden there, and then the N is hidden here. And in each one of these 3 situations, something different is happening. It's just a way to construct a sentence. And these are unique constructions of sentences where the N is hidden and the meaning is different. So here, jalastu, I sat down to rest. Jalastu the N astari. For those other ones, we can also put in the N too. But here they just showed straight up what the N was.
And it basically means in all of these cases, in order to.
In this category, yes. In Ba'd al-Lam al-Ta'dil, that's what it means.
And the one we just did, right?
And so let's just look at them again. So here's the Ba'd Lam al-Juhud. For here, what's happening, it's not that meaning. The meaning is, for example, like here, ما كانت الطيور, the birds were not, لتسكن في الأقفاص. So here, there's a hidden N also. According to the grammarians, there's a hidden N here. The reason that they're saying there's a hidden N is because if you look, the Mudari right after that is mansub. It's in the nasab state, and they're saying it's not in the nasab state. This thing isn't working. Well, whatever. There's a hidden N there. And so if you look here, it's mansub in the alamat nasbihi fatha. But the meaning what's happened here is with this hidden N, it's not in order to. I didn't sit down. So the first one, it was I sat down to rest, or to. To or in order to. I sat down in order to rest or to rest. There's some causality there. There's some reasoning. But here, in this sentence, what they're trying to say, or what's being said is birds aren't supposed to be locked in cages. And they've chosen this format, and the way this particular format goes, if there's some sort of kana before, and then there's a mudari with a lam before it. That lam is a lam al-juhud.
How would you say that second sentence with the anna inside of it? Like, how would it be?
It would
Because you
be
said
ما
there's a hit.
كانت الطيور لأن تسجن في الأقفاص لأن تسجن في الأقفاص لأن. It's just a لأن. It's a hidden N.
Okay. Can you do the third one? Because this doesn't make sense. The li'an. It means because, like the N.
For these examples?
Yeah, but what does
It's
li'an
not
mean in this sentence or in this group?
here. It's like this lam al juhud, like is like here. It's not an advice, but I'm making a statement. Like
Okay.
I'm making a statement like students shouldn't cheat, or I'm making a statement like police shouldn't harm protesters or
Okay.
steal, or I'm making a statement like kids shouldn't disrespect their parents. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the scanner, so I could say ما كان الأولاد, children shouldn't ليرفعوا أصواتهم مع والديهم. Children should not raise their voices with their parents, for example, right? But I'm putting it in this particular format, and that's how I could say it. You could say it other ways too, but that's how I'm doing it here.
Okay. And juhud, this means like statements.
So jahadu means to like reject, but let's see
Okay.
if there's other options in here. There may be some other options. One second. Yeah, here we go. Let me pull. Sorry, I lost my screen. Move the screen real quick. I packed my Arabic keyboard already because we're leaving Wednesday, so now I'm have to use this one because I do have a keyboard, but I don't. Anyways. Control-C. That's a good one. Almani is good. Oh, but didn't do it. Let me see, it did Jahada. Let's see what these guys do. Ungrateful, unbelieving. See, it has to do with kind of like rejection, but okay, no, Almani is the best one. All right. Juhud, unbelief, disbelief, rejection, blasphemy. So I think what they're saying is like, let me just pull this over here. Here, here it's like, this friend shouldn't, the birds shouldn't, or didn't. It's literally the birds didn't, the friend didn't, the police didn't, the friends didn't. The friends didn't. That's how you literally translate it. But in actuality, this is just a format for me to express a specific idea of like, this shouldn't happen. It's some form of kana, a negative kana. It's a negative kana, followed with a mudare that has the lam and juhud on it.
Okay.
And so, wait, hold on. Wait, something's coming. Just one second. Let me find this on my phone real quick, because I can search on there quickly, because I have an Arabic keyboard on my phone. I want to find something. I'll give you an example from the Quran. I just thought of an example from the Quran. I just can't remember what verse this is. Hold on. No, it's not the exact same. It's almost there, but I can't find. I'm making. I'd have to think about it. There's probably examples of this in the Quran. I can't find it. I thought I had one from Surah Al-Anfal. If I think about this more, I'm pretty sure I could find one. Just 1 second more here, and do one other quick search. And if I don't find it, then I'll. The problem is, like, when I do a search, I do like a search on some general words, and it's like I need to get something more specific, because like ma kana is all over the Quran. We need something that's in this format, with the lam and juhud in there. But I would say there's a very good chance that this is no Quran in this exact format, where it's a ma kana and then a lam and juhud in there. Ma kana li nabi, no, ma kana li rasulillahi. There's probably a ma kana li rasulillahi or ma kana li nabi somewhere in there. I just can't find it, and my searching's not giving me good results. All right. Any other questions about this? This is like a review from last week, but good question. If you see this thing, then just know this is what it means here. Know that grammatically, know what the meaning is. What we want to take from this is we know that this type of sentence that exists out there with this lam al-juhud, and this is what the lam al-juhud is, and we know that it becomes mansub afterwards, and we know it has some for the kama. That's what we need, and we need to know, like, this is what it means, this is how it works. And if you wanted to, and you want to, and you're writing something out of it, and you want to impress the teacher, this is a good way to do it, because this particular way is not something that you'd read like in Jazeera News or something like that. They don't do that in contemporary. The contemporary modern standard Arabic, they don't usually use a lot of these things. This is a way for like you to do something in like, this is how the Arabs specifically, or Arabs traditionally spoke. And this is like one of the tools that they use to express an idea. So you'd find people who are into literature, they would use these different tools to express an idea. You could say it other ways too. You could just straight up say, so here, we're kind of like being this thing today, to that, but you could say, a-sadiq la yakhun sadiqahu. A friend doesn't, you could say, a-sadiq la yakhunu sadiqahu. A friend doesn't betray his friend. But instead of saying it that way, I'm saying ma kana sadiqu liyakhuna sadiqahu. It's essentially the same idea. It's just like a different way of saying it. It's kind of like me saying like, I got your application. You could say, I got your application. Maybe you're applying to something, and then I say to you, in Shara Farida, I say, I got your application. Or I could say, we received your application. It's just different ways to say it. If I say we received your application, now I've made it plural instead of I got your application, and instead of saying got, I say received. They both are valid within the English language, but one of them is maybe arguably according to people of language, they would say like this is a nicer way or a proper or a more advanced way of saying it by saying received and making it plural. Something like this. I'm just, that's not a perfect example, but that's what's happening here. This is just another way to do it. And I'm pretty sure you'd find an example of this in the Quran. I just can't think of one off the top of my head. Maybe at the very end, after like about 10 minutes or so, I'll just search for it and drop it on the chat. All right. So here the istama'. So here what's happening is we have this al and again a hidden n. Everything here we have is a hidden n. Istama' nusha tabib. Listen to the advice of the doctor. Aw yatimma shifa'uka. And then you'll get your shifa. You'll get your healing. Yu'aqabul musi'u, the person who did something bad, right? A wrongdoer will be punished. Oh yeah, wait, hold. This one is a little bit. Hold on. Wait. يخف التلميذ المكافأة أو يجتهد. So this is actually, hold on. يتم وتنال يعتبر ويجتهد في أمثلة السابقة كلها أفعال المضارع وكل من المسبوق بحرف هو. وإذا تأملنا هذا الحرف في المثالين أو الأولين وجدناه بمعنى إلى لأنه يصح أن تضع إلى في موضع. استمع نسخة الطبيب. Okay, so here what they're saying is in the first two examples about this doctor, the N is in the meaning of ila too. So listen to the advice of the doctor, ila an yutimma shifaka, so that you can reach to your healing or to your remedy. And then here it's saying, tahabbab ila ikhwanik, love your brothers, so that you can get attain their pleasure, like them being pleased with you. And then the last two examples is like illa. Okay, very good. So it's the opposite, except. So if we put illa, so the wrongdoer is going to be punished except if he apologizes. And then like the student is not going to be getting good marks, except if he strives or works hard for it. So in this particular case, this L with this combination of, it's L with a combination of this hidden N. The sign of the hidden N, this N, is it's right here. And the way we know it's this hidden N is because we have the L. We have this L here. We have this mansub mudari right there. And then we're putting the words together and we're like making sense of it. So these first two examples, which I will put in green, these ones, this L, it means ila, like, according to them. And then these other ones at the bottom here, this is like illa, which means accept. This particular thing, I don't know if there's any examples in the Quran. There may be, but this is kind of like a rare thing. The last one that we had, the Makana, that one, and then this one, they're both kind of like rare things. Especially this, you're not going to see this much in the Quran. I can't think about it in the Quran. You're definitely not going to see in regular just reading unless it's like maybe a classic novel or something like that. But these two things, you're not going to see much. Regardless, the first one is استمع نصح الطبيب. Listen to the advice of the doctor, so that you can complete your healing. Sentence number 2, love your brothers so that you can attain their pleasure, like them being pleased with you. Sentence number 3 has illa, which is except. So the wrongdoer is going to be punished, أو يعتذر, or he's going to like apologize or ask to be excused. يحرم التلميذ من المكافأة أو يجتهد. So the student is not going to get a good marks or completion unless, except if he strives, يجتهد. So all these things here, they're just, you may or may not see them, but what we're covering in these 3 books of text is all the core Arabic grammar, the different formulas for constructing these sentences. And what's happening here is we should, if we were to do the grammar on this particular thing, then we would say, okay, istami' is, what is istami'? Listen, what would we call this? You guys, we know this. Farida and Nishar, what would we say about this grammatically? Grammatical analysis of this is istami' is what?
It's command.
Yeah, so it's fil amr, right?
Yes, yes.
Very good. Fil amr. And then, Sister Farida, what is nusha? This means advice. Istami' nusha. So here the fa'al is ضمير mustatir. Al-fa'al ضمير mustamir. The fa'al, the subject, is ضمير mustamir. It's a hidden or implied subject. That being taqdiruhu anta, you. Istami' is you. You listen. And then what is nusha? Nusha tabib. Nusha tabib. The nusha is what? What is nusha grammatically? This means advice.
What was the meaning of istami'?
Istami' means listen.
Listen. Okay. So that would be maf'ul bihi.
Yes, very good. And I don't know what happened. Oh, I lost the screen. Okay, we're good. All right, very good. So, and then what's happening here for the rest of this is we would say this is L. Wait, can you guys see? Yeah. My mouse. Okay, this L is harf. Right, we'd say it's harf. And then we would say yatimma is fil mudari' mansub bi an al-mudmira. It's mansub with this an mudmira, this hidden n. And shifa'uka is the fa'il for yatimma. And it's in the rafa state. So that's all this is like when we're going here, the meaning of this, we know because of this whole, this is how this an al-mudmira that comes after this aw in these construction, these sentences, that it can either have like, listen to the advice of the doctor so that you can complete your healing. Or it can also be the opposite kind of meaning, like in sentence number 3, where it becomes like an illa. It's not an opposite, it's just except. The wrongdoer is going to be punished except if he apologizes or asks to be pardoned. So let's see what the qaida is. I think we'll do one more after this. ينصب المضارع بأن المضمرة. The mudari verb is going to be in the nasab state because of this an mudmira. Wujuban, like it has to be بعد أو التي بمعنى إلى أو إلا. With this L this harf aw, which has the meaning of ila or illa. That's what happens. Aw in common usage, most usage means or. Usually means or. But when we have it with this this المضمرة, and then we have this مضارع that follows it, then it can either mean ila or illa. This was a good review for me because I don't even remember covering this, and I covered all this text a few years ago. I don't remember it all because some of these things, like, you won't see them ever. And all my stuff that I do, me specifically, there's other Arabic, obviously, experts way better than me. Everything that I have is tied pretty much to the Quran. All the examples, all the grammar, and everything I do, I just tie to the Quran. And so if it's not in the Quran, or if it's rarely in the Quran, this I'll try to see if I can. There may be this might also be in the Quran, now that I think about it. I think it actually is in the Quran. I can't think of the exact verse, but I feel like there's something where it's like an awliya for it. Let me see if I can find that. It's not an exact match, but it's pretty close. Let me just do a quick search here. I have on my phone app. I have like all the yakfur. No, there's nothing like that there. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. Also, this search engine that I have, it's not that great. Problem is, like, O is all over the Quran, so it's like, if I do a search on O, it's going to give me like too many results. Yeah, this is giving me like hundreds of results. Because it would have to be an O, and then it's, honestly, now that I think about it, it might not be in the Quran. Yeah, but it's hard. Cool. That might take my team. No. Oh, fool. It may or may not be the Quran. No. Usually, if it is any of these peculiarities, I'll have noticed it. I'm not saying like I'm expert on it, but like I'll have noticed it, and then I'll research these texts, and I'll research grammar to see like why does it have a fatha on this thing? Like I'm expecting to move on, and then I'll go back to through this text or other texts or other research, and then I'll find it. So I can't think of an example like that, but it doesn't mean it's not there. All right, ba'da hatta. So here, this is hatta. Here's an easier one. It's a short sentence. لا تأكل حتى تجوع. Or لا تدخل حتى يؤذن لك. So don't eat until you're hungry, and don't enter until you've been permitted. These are some easier ones. So what's happening here is also there's this hidden N. I don't think this is agreed upon the grammarians, but maybe it is. They'll say that this there's an implied N, but I think there may be, for the first example of the lam, ta'dil, and this hatta, I think there may be a subset of grammarians who basically were like, no, these are just ahruf nasab. They cause nasab. They may cause nasab hatta, and that lam ta'dil. But so here it's just after this hatta, until. Here it's until. That's the meaning here. This hatta, and in all the examples, in every one of them, they're expecting us to say, do the grammatical whatever here, and then we're going to get to hatta, and we're going to say hatta is, they're going to say that hatta is a larf, and then they'll say that yanada or yatimma or tajua or yu'dana, they're all mudari' mansub bi an al-mudbira. All of them, that's how it's expected to happen in all of these 5 examples. There's going to be a mudari', and this mudari' is in the nasb state because of this an al-mudmira. And there's the 6th one, but I want to see if they have, I think they have a sentence example here, and we'll just look at how they broke down the, here we go. Yeah, here we go. So here's like a nice little one. So here we go. So the girl did not sin, and she's because she's afraid, like afraid to sin. So let's just look at this, what they did here. I think that we didn't cover this particular one, the fa, but it doesn't matter. I just want to look at the grammar. So here, the lam is harf nafi wa jazm mabniyan ala sukun. That's what lam is. This one they're just breaking down each one here. The lam tudnib fil mudari majzum bi lam wa alamat jazmihi as-sukun. There's a sukun over here. Lam tudnib. And then al-bint is the fa'al marfu bi dhamma. Bint. So there's al-bintu, would be like al-bintu. And fataha al-fa li sababiyya. So this is like a reason. So the girl did not sin or do something wrong because she's afraid, like to do something wrong. Harf mabniun ala fath. So this fa is harf mabniun ala fath. So there's like a fatha right here. I'm sorry, fatakhaf. Wa takhafa fil mudari mansub bi an al-mudmira. So all of them are going to essentially be like this. The mudari after this an al-mudmira, it's going to say it's going to say fil mudari mansub bi an al-mudmira. وعلامات نصبه الفتحة. You may or may not include this wujuban. I don't know how much that's going to matter. So we covered like the first 3 or 4 of them. I think the first 4, but all of them, like I said, they're going to have this fi'l mudari mansub bi an al-mudmira. And then the alamat nasbihi al-fatha is most likely it's going to be the alamat nasbihi al-fatha. Whatever happens as a result of the nasb of that verb, that's what we'd say for the alamat nasbihi. So I think we can probably stop there. That was number 4, which was this ba'd, the hatta, which we're translated as until. So all right, so good. Next Sunday, I'll be in Turkey for a few days. Hopefully, I'll be ready to roll, but worst case scenario, we might skip next Sunday. I know I have somewhat of a pulse of what's going on in terms of your comprehension. And mashallah, you all are very smart people. But all these things, we need to get it at least book 1 has to be at reflex rate, because like here, it's like if it's reflex, then all I'm doing is I'm just saying like, hey, by the way, this particular nasab thing, it can happen with this an al-mudmira, and this is how I'm going to construct the sentence, right? But we should be able to kind of do everything, and all we're adding to everything we knew from book 1 is like, by the way, we might have this an al-mudmira, and that this thing is going to be in the nasab state because of that. And the meaning of these particular 6 things, it's going to be, these are the meanings. That's what we're adding on to book 1. But book 1 has to be fast and reflex. And then ultimately for book 3, which is after this, we're going to have book down, 2 down, not necessarily as reflex, but it should be something like, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what was in book 2, right? You know, you could maybe go back to book 1 on your own and then just look at some of the exercises, redo them. You don't have to necessarily redo them by hand, but just kind of review it and do just some quick reviews here and there. Maybe like one sentence here, or one thing from here or there. And then it should just get faster and faster and faster and faster until it becomes, you have neuroplasticity for this in your brain and it's reflex. Any questions or comments?
Just need to, like you said, it's been discussed so far with the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you say that again? I'll put the volume up. I didn't hear it.
No, I just, I was just saying that for book 2, I just need to go through the videos once again. And then.
Yeah, go through the videos. You can go through the videos of book 1, and then if you do it, you know, on YouTube, this is what I do. I personally, even this morning, I did this for something else. It wasn't YouTube, but when I'm reviewing things, like I was actually doing this yesterday for YouTube. Let me see if I can find it. I'll show you what my Quran teacher. This is my Quran teacher. He's excellent. So anyways, he's a master. He's in terms of person that I met live, in person that I personally know, he's the best out of all of them. Like he has a PhD in recitation. He's read the Quran from memory probably 500 to 1,000 times. I suspect close to 500 1,000 times he's read it from memory, and he's excellent. But I wanted to show you. Well, it's not gonna. I can't find the video I wanted, but well, you know what? I can't find the video. Just give me a second. This is him. I've been texting with him. Oh yeah, this is the video I want to show you. He sent it to me.
Welcome to a demo of Datadog's AWS monitoring solution stage. As a site relies on.
So when I watch this video, he's going to recite this particular thing in the 10 modes of recitation that are allowed. But what I do is I put it on speed 2. So this I put it on double speed because then that 7-minute video becomes 3.5 minutes. If I could put it on 3x, I'd probably go to 3x too. So on any of the videos that you're watching from the past of ours, put it at the fastest speed possible. This is what I would do. Yeah, you know, and then if you have to slow down, you can slow down on something. But because it's going to be a review, I don't think you're going to have to slow down. I think you're going to be able to go through it pretty quickly, like especially the first several videos. But then as you go through it, and then you can also skip through it, like just press the front arrow and just skip through the video. You know, this is what I do. This is what I do I did it yesterday, and even this morning I was doing it 2x speeds on things that I was reviewing for Quran.
Yeah, the main, what I do when I review the videos is write down the terminologies that you use, because it's hard to catch up while you're explaining them, like the rules and stuff.
Yeah.
That way, then I have it on hand. But I haven't done that. I did that for book 1, but I couldn't catch up with the book 2 yet. So that's what I need to work on.
And then sometimes I'll do these. Usually I'm doing sitting. I've never done it while like driving or something like that. I'll do other stuff. I'll review other things while driving. Because I'm like, hey, driving time, I don't want to lose time, right? So I'm like, if I'm in the car, I want to do something constructive. So I'll do other things. But if I'm sitting on my desk, even with I have the baby on my lap or something like that, I'll do certain things. I'll have the baby on my lap, and then I just go double speed or whatever, and I'm just trying to complete certain materials, whether it's grammar or Quran or whatever. And then I found that to be beneficial. And at the same time, I got the baby and I'm hugging her, kissing her, or whatever. So it's like 2-for-1 multitasking. So this may or may not help you. I hope it does. All right, everybody. Then thank you for your time this morning. We may or may not resume next Sunday, but the Sunday after that, inshallah.
Inshallah.
For sure.
Have safe travels, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, thank you. Wa alaikum salam.